It is so important to call people out when they're fucking up. If you really care about somebody, you have to keep it real. You have to tell them when they're out of line. You have to tell them when they've been drinking too much. You have to tell them when they're being rude. You have to call them out when they're always picking a piece of shit, man. You have to just always tell people what they don't want to hear but need to hear if you care about them. And I would argue that if somebody's not willing to do that for you, they don't care about you. They might care about you a little bit, but they don't care about you enough. If somebody's not willing to live through a brief moment of feeling uncomfortable around you, of having to have a difficult conversation with you, I would argue that that person shouldn't be in your life. If they're gonna be scared of having a little discussion where you guys might have some tension, you don't want people like that in your life. You don't want yes men in your life. You don't want people who are not gonna call you out when you're fucking up, because you have to be able to trust the people you're around. And if you can't trust that somebody's gonna keep it real with you, you should not build a close relationship with that person. And also vice versa. If you are close to somebody but you feel like they're gonna get upset if you call them out on their bad behavior, you don't want to surround yourself with people like that. People like that are very dangerous to be around. You need to be close to people who can have open, honest conversations, people who can show you where you can improve, people who could take constructive criticism, people who can be honest with you and themselves. These are all really important qualities. We need our loved ones to be able to see our blind spots. You see yourself through a lens of your reality and what you want you to be, who you want you to be. But other people are going to be able to see things that you are not ready to admit to yourself. And if they're never going to be honest about these things, you're missing out on so many opportunities to become a better version of yourself. I would argue that it's dangerous not to call people out when they're doing things they shouldn't be doing, because if nobody calls you out on something bad that you're doing, you're never going to stop doing it. You're only going to change if you realize you need to change. But if nobody ever calls you out on you needing to change something, you might not have it in you to change. One thing I realized about life and about people is that most people are not thinking like, oh, how can I be a better person? How can I do this better? They're not. A lot of people don't have that depth. So you got to be around people who are going to not be afraid to help you grow and help you see where you can improve. If you're constantly giving into bad emotions, bad habits, bad relationships, nobody calls you out on it. You can't call yourself out on it. You can walk into really dangerous situations. I'm talking about literally life-threatening situations. So it's good to have people that will call you out on your shit.